What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Today we're gonna be discussing the exotic bow from this season's pass called Verglas Curve. Now, if you have the paid version of the season pass, you can unlock it immediately at level 1, and for the free version, everybody gets it at level 35 of that season pass for Season of the Defiance. Now, this is in the Kinetic slot with the Stasis burn. Now, for me, I love this bow, especially with its Stasis synergy. Goes right alongside Ticu's Divination as well as Trinity Ghoul, in my opinion, for those S tier bows. So we're gonna go over some of the exotic perks on this as well as its catalyst, plus kind of just showing off its effectiveness with the build that you're seeing in the background as well, with our Titan producing all of those diamond lances. So right here is our bow in all of its glory. You can see that I have been slapping out with it quite a bit with that 1,280 defeats. Now, for its intrinsic trait and weapon perks with its catalyst, I said that this thing belongs in the S tier category alongside Ticu's and Trinity Ghoul. Now, the reason behind this is that Hail Barrage. When we get our final blows with the weapon, it grants us stasis arrows. Those stasis arrows on our next hipfire shot will volley all of them. We can stack that Hail Barrage up to ×5, so as long as you're ADS'd down the sights and can shoot and defeat those targets, it'll stack up to ×5, allowing you to shoot 5 of those arrows. Now, that is super important because of Hailstorm. So those stasis arrows freeze targets on contact and create stasis crystals when affecting the environment. So when they hit the ground, it'll allow for stasis crystals to form, which we can use to then create those explosions which damage enemies, as well as create stasis shards for us for overshield, giving us back abilities, super, whatever it may be, via the aspects and fragments that you're using. Now, on top of that, when you hit targets, it'll freeze them for unstoppable champions. That'll work, plus just for that ad management and keeping enemies at bay during certain activities. This comes in so clutch, in my opinion, especially when you're pairing it with your stasis builds. So those nice Osmiomancy gloves on Warlock, that Cadmus Ridge lance cap that I've been using this season to create diamond lances for the hunter, nothing really too crazy in my opinion for stasis, but definitely those other two classes have some beautiful synergy with this weapon. Now, on top of that, we do have our other perks with straight fletching, which increases our accuracy, as well as natural strings, which is the jack of all trades right here, giving us accuracy, handling, and stability increased. Now, the important thing about this bow that makes it S tier as well is once you get the catalyst here, freezing a target grants this weapon faster draw time for a short period. So it gives it that beautiful being able to just pull back very quickly and get defeats instantly, allowing you to freeze more targets. So the catalyst gets procced very often, in my opinion, with this bow because of its potential to freeze targets instantly with that hip fire hitting them, and then you're able to get that Hail Barrage back up very quickly with shooting those stasis crystals, getting defeats, those explosions, getting a couple of those littler red bar enemies, and then you could shoot out more crystals. So it's a nice perpetual feedback loop for that stasis synergy, in my opinion. Now, you can see in the background gameplay right here, with using this, you can take it into endgame content, anything inside of just the normal game of Destiny, this bow will work for, especially with that stasis synergy. So the way that I'm using it inside of this Cadmus Ridge Lance Cap build is using it to freeze the enemies. Once I get that Hail Barrage up, even at 1 or 2, if I want to freeze an enemy to get my catalyst to proc, I will do that, and then continue to get some other defeats, produce all of those stasis crystals around, which help us create those stasis shards. Like I said, for me, it's giving us overshield, as well as when we collect them, it gives us our melee back so we can freeze enemies. Then we can punch those ice shards with our melee on this Titan. It shatters them, gives us that overshield again for creating more shards, gives us our melee back, and it's a nice perpetual loop there. Plus, on top of that, with this helmet, we can cast our Rally Barricade, and when we get Precision shots or rapid final blows with stasis weapons, we create even more of those diamond lances at the barricade instead of at where the enemy was defeated. So the stasis synergy of this bow is absolutely gnarly, and I love the use of this in that end game content for me, pairing it with stasis specifically. You can even take it in this season. We do got those bow mods for overload as well, so this thing can use that unstoppable and overload. Just is kind of crazy for me, and love the stasis synergy. Should put a little counter how many times I said stasis synergy, but I'm telling you, might just be me, but I think this thing deserves to be in the S tier class for exotic bows. Now, we don't have too many of them, but it goes right alongside Trinity Ghoul, which is the top of the top in my opinion, and then this and Tiku's Divination are neck and neck for that second piece. So hopefully y'all can get this via the seasonal pass. Like I said, it either comes at 35 for the free track, or you can get it instantly at the first track and then go through, get the catalyst from Banshee, etc., and you will be good to go, freezing everything, pairing it with your stasis, getting those shards, getting the health back, getting that nice melee. It is a beautiful weapon in my opinion. So thank you guys again for watching. I truly appreciate it. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.